Thursday. Welcome. It's Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. I'm Lauren, otherwise known as Mrs. Tomato Head. And this is the first Thursday of the month for those of you that maybe haven't watched before. And if it's your first time, please put so in the comments. We would love to say hi to you. But the first Thursday of every month, our friends from Inspired Garden Life, they're a shirt company. In fact, they're wearing the shirts I wear every single week. They sponsor the episode. So if you'd like to win, they're giving away 5 free shirts and 3 gift cards. So all you have to do to win is sometime today in the comments, not today, but within like the next hour and a half. It really depends on how long I go. If you haven't watched before, that sounds confusing. I really go until I go. It's not usually much longer than 2 hours, but don't let that frighten you, because if you love tomatoes, I have a feeling you'll love it. But put in the comments #tomato, and then I'll do a live drawing at the end of the show. This is an interactive show, so I like getting your comments. And questions. I put as many on the screen as I can. I've got lots of tomatoes to show you today, and I've got 2 peppers I'm going to try. One I haven't tried before. One I just recently tried. It was a recommendation from Lisa Marin. And today my shirt is a pepper one. Heirloom heat makes monks curse in Latin. This is part of the new pepper line from Inspired Garden Life. I've talked ad nauseum, maybe not nauseum, ad excited about their sheer amount of tomato shirts. They've got the greatest tomato shirts, and their shirts are so soft. They've got regular t-shirts. They've got all kinds of tank tops. They've got long sleeve. They've got V-neck. And they had been leading up to their release of the pepper shirts, and they've just released them. Where is, let me show you. Where's their slideshow? Not that one. Maybe it is this one. There they are, Inspired Garden Life. And now they are shipping to Canada, the UK and Ireland, 26 countries in the EU, Australia, and New Zealand. So that's something new since last month. Really excited. Tim and Darylyn, who own the company, are our friends. And I know they've been working so hard to get all these things. They listen to our feedback. We've teamed up with them. Oh, it's probably at least 6 months now. And they listen to our suggestions. They've designed some shirts based on our suggestions. So really exciting that they are shipping internationally now. Not everywhere, but that's a lot. That's encompasses probably the majority of you who are watching. It says their Summer Garden Life series captures the whimsical spirit of everyday garden moments through charming illustrations and relatable humor. From cardinal companions to heirloom treasures, these designs celebrate the simple joys that make gardening life beautifully authentic and wonderfully weird. Their shirts are adorable. Also, if you're into birding, if you're a bird watcher, bird lover, they've got so many different things for that. Canning, anything relating to gardening. They have so many. Every time I turn around, I'm like, oh, I need that one. Here's what they're giving away today. Oh, wrong sheet. I think that's the next one. Yes, they're giving away 5 free t-shirts and 3 $25 gift cards. Incredibly generous. Thank you, Tim and Darylyn. I know they were going to try to watch today. And you can get coupon code forever using the code TLC20. That's 20% off. And then they have an extra savings. If you buy 2 shirts, you get 5% off. Buy 4, get 10% off. Buy 6, get 15% off. And the best deal is TLC20. And they are offering that just for our community, which is great. So you can check them out on their website, inspiredgardenlife.com. Wonderful people, too. Really like giving them business. So I'll remind you guys of this throughout the show. They're showing their new pepper collection there. But make sure you type in #tomato. I have some announcements and stuff, but let's try to get behind these comments here. I get very far behind and then I kind of lose it. Sherman's here. Hey, Sherman, from 4 hours ago. Hello, Lauren and fellow tomato heads. Stay tuned for more exciting and beautiful tomatoes. Sherman's coming over tomorrow to pick up some tomatoes. He's, I guess, going to be in my area, so it'll be nice to see him Again, we met in person back in May in Carlisle, Pennsylvania for our plant swap. And he's also coming to our seed and tasting, which is coming up. It's Friday, September 26th. So let's say the 420, little over 3 weeks from now. This is in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is halfway between Jen and I. And so we're going to, hopefully, I still have plenty green on my plants. I keep saying, like, I don't know what I'm going to have left. I will have things left. Probably not some of the things that I wish I was going to have left, but I still have several that I haven't tasted yet. So I will have tomatoes left. But at the very least, anybody who's coming, you can bring tomatoes if you have them, bring seeds if you'd like to do seed trading. But I will definitely have seeds to give out. And I know Jen will also. It's in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is, I already mentioned, is halfway between Jen and I. We will be doing a live show. How did I get on this subject? I forget. Tim and Darylyn are planning on being there also from Inspired Garden Life. I know Ken from Forgotten Heirlooms is planning on being there. And I think in all, we're going to have our biggest crowd yet. Oh, I know. I mentioned Sherman was going to be there. Yes. So, and I'll get to see him tomorrow too, which is exciting. And tomorrow night, I didn't get a chance to make the graphic yet, but tomorrow night is our September episode of Tomato Talk Live with Jen and I. I mentioned, I guess it was last week, Bill Yoder was supposed to be our guest for September, and we had to switch it to October. So tomorrow is just Jen and I. I shouldn't say just. Tomorrow is Jen and I, and we're going to be talking about seed saving, storing seeds, and processing stuff, your end of season harvest, different recipes and ideas for processing that Jen and I both do, as well as maybe some things we haven't done before but would like to try. So that's our episode tomorrow. That's at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. And Jen and I always love coming to you guys. Also, if you're not a member of my group, it's called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. I know many of you are members there. We are really the one-stop place for all tomato enthusiasts and lovers, whether you're a new grower just getting your feet wet or looking to grow in the future, or you've been growing like me for a couple decades, 3 decades, as a matter of fact. For me, it's been a long time. Please join us. Nobody will make you feel stupid for a stupid question. We share recipes, we share seeds. Even if you don't have seeds to share and you're looking to build your collection, please come. Because you can build your collection there. Speaking of which, if it's your first time watching, or if you forget, best way to watch my show is with a notebook and a pen, because I may just have some things that you want to write down if you're keeping a wish list. And I do recommend you keeping a wish list, because in our group, TLC, on Saturdays, we have Seed Seeking Saturday, and you can seek up to 5 varieties each week. And hopefully someone will grant them to you. We also have something called our Most Wanted post, where you can have your number one most wanted up there at a time. If somebody fills it, then you can put up a new one. So that's where the notebook and wish list come in handy. All right, let me get back. I only got to Sherman's comment, so this is going to be, oh, it's not too bad. The Christina Joe, I'm finally catching a live at work. Hi, the Christina Joe. Happy to have you. And Leslie's here. Happy Thursday to you. And good morning, Deborah. And Blah Blah's here. Nice to see you guys. Lisa says, yeah, it's Awesome Sauce Thursday. Hello, everyone. And Lauren, hi there. Nice to see you. Mayor from Afar says, hi, Tomato Heads. Tara Dove is here. Achillea's here, a.k.a. Tree. I'm ready for some tomato awesomeness. Me too. And Keena's here. She's one of my co-admins, along with Jen of Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Hey, Keena, glad you're here. Live from Western New Jersey, it's Lauren's Awesome Sauce. Yep, I'm in Western New Jersey, that is for sure. Hey, Jamie, my wonderful, amazing friends. I will only be able to stay for a bit. I have physical therapy soon. Well, I'm glad you're here. Hey, Robin, glad to see you. And Denise, thanks for being here, you guys. Amy's here. Happy birthday, Amy. I didn't know. I knew it was Linda's this morning, but for some reason yours didn't come up on my feed. So I'm glad that Linda posted in the group. Happy birthday to Linda Wicker Downing and Amy Doray. Happy birthday to you both. We're very, I said it in Linda's birthday post, but what you two both embody is the spirit of Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Fun, kind, very generous, and that's kind of who we attract in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. So today we celebrate both of you on your birthdays. Mike is here. Hey, Mike. Hello, gang. I'm going to be talking about Mike. The first tomato I'm talking about today is a tomato that Mike introduced us all to, and I'm going to have some information. It may be a little confusing, but we're hoping to reduce more confusion in the future. So hang on for that. It's the first one I talk about. So you may want to hang out for that. Hopefully you hang out for at least the first one. And here's the other birthday girl. Hello, fellow tomato heads. Hey, birthday girl. Thank you for being you and for doing so much for our group. I was just thinking how Linda and Deb and Michael Kelly are all captains of, I guess if you want to call it captains. They head up some of our grow out groups. Linda's doing Ella Firov. Deb is doing Tatiana Nagel. Michael's doing micro dwarfs. And I did have that down here as one of my announcements that you should be in touch with the captain of your grow out, the rest of your team. Now is when, hopefully, if you haven't been able to grow out what you've promised, I would hope that you've talked to your captain already and let them know. We do have backups that we will have to use if you're not able to, but please do it now if you haven't done it yet. I need to go and talk with my 3 teams and make sure. I know somebody had to drop out for medical reason earlier, and I think I was on vacation and forgot to write it down. But please, so the seeds are due November 1st, I believe is what we said. So there's still plenty of time, but it's helpful for us to know if we need to replace you with someone else. So please do that with your captains. If you don't know who your captain is, you should have a chat going, but if you don't, you can private message me and I can let you know. We also have coming October 1st, so we still have several weeks for that. We have something in the group called Micropalooza, and it is our 3rd year, which is hard to believe, but our 3rd year doing this. And it's just a chance to grow micro dwarfs indoors. There's no commitment you're signing up for. It's just something fun for us all. And I put up a post every Friday that has you can share your progress photos if you'd like. It's really just something fun to follow along with everybody and just a way for us to enjoy growing tomatoes. I know people like Deborah are in Australia, your season's taking off, but for many of us, we're heading out of the season and we'll be going into the off season. So micro dwarfs are fun to grow. We do have in the group, in our guide section, we have all kinds of resource sheets. One of them is micro and mini dwarfs. Excuse me. And that spreadsheet can be really helpful for you for a couple reasons. One is most of them have a height listed. So a lot of vendors will use the word micro dwarf on things that really aren't micro dwarf. Micro dwarfs are popular, so a lot of people, it's like a real stretch. But so even if you bought it from a vendor as a micro dwarf, there could be a good chance that it's not a real micro dwarf. Could be a mini dwarf, or even I've seen just regular dwarfs listed as micro dwarfs. So use our spreadsheet. It's really helpful. I've also reviewed a whole bunch of them, so I'll let you know which ones I thought were tasteless, and there are a lot of tasteless ones. But the more recent ones, the ones that haven't been around forever, the more recent ones, I'm finding some really good ones. So you want to reference it for that too. You want to maximize your valuable indoor real estate for Micropalooza. The only rules we really have is you can't start it until October 1st or later. You can start later. Some people don't have time October 1st. They do it next week, the week after. But the first date you can sow your seeds is October 1st. That's just to make it fair. I've got a bunch of micros I'm growing indoors, my own crosses, some things I've already started. I'm not going to count them for Micropalooza. Those I will start October 1st. So there's that. I mentioned this last week. Getting back to our tomato tasting and seed swap, I just want to give props to our friend Anthony Smith, who cannot be with us at the tomato tasting and seed swap. And he wanted to help pay for the pavilion. And so he asked me for my PayPal, and he paid for the pavilion and then some. So thank you, Anthony, for your generosity. You are another one you so embody what Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap is all about. And I will use the extra for some paper products on the day and also for sending seeds out to people. So he was beyond generous, you guys. So thank you, Anthony. I don't know if you're watching today, but let's all give Anthony a thank you. All right, back to our comments. Who else we have? Birthday girl. Hey, Sherva. Glad you're here. Oh, man, I was really catching up on the comments, and now I'm 17 minutes behind again. Hi, Rowena. Thanks for being here. And Heidi, I wanted Heidi to come over for Sherman coming over tomorrow, too, but we couldn't get the timing to work out. Oh, look at your little logo there, Heidi. That's new. Or am I just seeing it now? Super cute. Hey, Renee. Hello, cute tomato people. Hello. Yes, we do have a couple birthdays to celebrate. Obviously, I'm behind in the comments. So I didn't see yours until now. Hey, Tiffany. Nice to see you. It's not raining here yet. Are you expecting it? We haven't had rain in weeks. Right, Heidi? I'm not mistaking. It's been weeks. It's a drought. Again, another year of a drought. But my tomatoes taste really good, so I'm not going to complain. I'm getting a lot of them too. Hey, Brandy, making it for my first live. Yay. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Yep, a lot of happy birthdays to the birthday girls. Linda says, thank you to everyone. I've had a wonderful day. I'm so glad to hear that. And very honored that you opted to spend your birthday with us, your Tomato Head friends. Who else do we have here? And Amy says, thank you for the birthday wishes too. You're very welcome. This is an awesome shirt. I agree. So this is part of their new Pepper Lovers collection. They very kindly sent me 3 pepper shirts. I'm always blown away by their generosity. If you're joining late, I'll show what the prizes are again, but Inspired Garden Life is giving away 5 free t-shirts and 3 $25 gift cards. So to do that, you do what Nesha S has done. Put in hashtag tomato in the comments, and I'll do a drawing at the end of the episode. Hey, Pretty. Nice to see you. Hey, Deb. Nice to see you. Deb is doing one of our grow outs too, as I already mentioned. Very grateful for that. Oh, Lisa L's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to you. For sure. Who else do we have? Terry Crafty 1333 is here. Hi there. Oh, Pretty says, I wore my Inspired Garden tomato shirt to Aroma Tomato Festival at my local farm. I got a lot of I love your shirt. One lady even took a photo and wanted to know where I got it. That's awesome. That is awesome sauce. I don't see, I'm like 12 minutes behind. I don't see Tim and Daryl in here yet, but I know they were going to try to watch today. Their shirts, you guys know, prior to me finding Inspired Garden Life, I wore tomato shirts every week anyway, but I got from various sources, Etsy, Amazon. They weren't, first of all, the designs are so clever from Inspired Garden Life. You see a lot of the same shirt of like, I love you from my head to my toes. I'm sure many of us have that shirt. I see it everywhere. Inspired Garden Life has such original ideas, and their colors are great. They wash up great. I'm not saying that because they sponsor the show, because honestly, I sought them out when I found their shirts. It was me that sought them out. I didn't ask them to sponsor or anything like that. I did ask if they were willing to do a coupon code for our group. Little did I know we'd form this great relationship. And I'm so glad that so many of you have become friends with them and become customers too, because they're really great. Hey, Missy, happy Tomato Thursday to you. And Greg is here. Hey, Greg, Christmas Stitcher at heart. Who else we have? Hey, Brianna, happy Thursday to you. Hey, Dana. Have a nice day from Romania. Nice to have you. I hope you have a nice day too. Gigi's here, came at the right time. Yes, you did. I'm glad you're here. I feel like there was something there's 2 things I wanted to talk to you about. I'll wait till after the show. If I forget to reach out to you, remind me. One is I got the ripe Verde Rojo de Sierra Pondo, and I wanted to talk to you about it. The other one is based on something you commented of mine today. What else? We have Michael's here. Hi, Michael. Andrea's here. Hello, my tomato friends. Enjoying a sandwich with a delicious tomato, Bear Creek, as we speak. Let's talk tomatoes. Do you know I've never grown Bear Creek? I don't know why. Everybody says it's good. Maybe for next year. I feel like my grow list is already like sort of full for next year. I'm growing out my own crosses. I've got 4 crosses that I'm carrying through out of my variants of Malachite Box and Dwarf Purple Heartthrob. I've working on a couple crosses for a friend that I'm going to help grow out. A couple favorites and things I'm going to regrow for new cross ideas that I have. Yeah, and there's a number from this year. I'm going to talk about 2 of them momentarily that I definitely want to grow again. I talked about Mizora since the first, I think it was my first tomato to taste this season. Mizora is a Japanese variety that is unbelievably delicious. Last week, I tasted another Japanese variety called Amila, which was almost as good. I'm going to be growing that again. I feel like I'm talking about another. I feel like there's another Japanese one. I'm growing a lot of Japanese ones. Let's put it that way. Their stuff is like fruit. Susan's here. Hey, Susan. That water bottle's so cute. Thank you. It's just a, what do you call it? Hydro flask that I put my favorite tomato stickers on, usually the ones relating to New Jersey. Grown in the Garden State. New Jersey's the Garden State. There's Garden State. Jersey with the tomato. New Jersey's kind of known for their tomatoes. Jersey Fresh. But then there's some that don't have anything to do with New Jersey. But thank you. I love my water bottle too. That water bottle's been through a lot of trips, a lot of out in the dirt. and Jamie agrees. Oh, Andrea, Bear Creek is yummy. Now I need to grow it. Hey, Dennis. Dennis is Heidi's husband. Nice to see you, Dennis. Funny you should ask this, Akelia. Has anyone seen a vendor with any brand new micros? I was going to post this in the group yesterday, but I know she's still uploading. But I will tell you now, if you go to Heritage Seed Market, Ellie from Bunny Hop has released, at least as of, I think it was earlier today, I checked, 3 new varieties. But you may want to wait because I know she's got more coming. That's why I didn't post it in the group. But spoiler alert, if you go now, you can get 3. Go to her micro dwarf category and top. You can choose how to filter what they show you, and you can choose latest. And there's 3 new ones. I've already ordered because I'm a maniac. But if you want to save on shipping, maybe wait. I don't know how much longer she's going to be doing it for, but I know there's more to come, and not just of micros. But there are 3 micros, and I was going to wait just because I know many of you may want to grow them for Micropalooza. I have a feeling after this show they may be sold out. So now that I've spilled the beans or spilled the micros, but I had to be honest with you, Akelia. Yes, and Ken from Forgotten Heirlooms. He's got a bunch. There's a couple that I don't recognize. And Ken and I we share with each other all the time. If I've got micros he doesn't have, I share with him and vice versa. So I don't know if there's any that I'm not aware of, but he does have a lot more in his shop. So for those of you that are in the United States and a bit worried about ordering from outside of the country, now Heritage Seed Market's US also, but they don't ship outside of the country. Forgotten Heirlooms, as far as I know, Ken does. So you may want to check out his site too. He's got a whole bunch of new things to his shop, but I don't know that there's any actual new micros from him. He doesn't breed. Actually, he is breeding a micro, but I don't think they're ready yet. Hey, Susan, thank you. Smash the like button. That would be nice. And people are talking about Anthony. How nice. Yes, he's very up. I'm behind in the comments. Ken at Forgotten Heirlooms has the largest variety of micros. Yeah, I would say him and Bunny Hop for sure have the largest selection. I'm behind here too. Linda has Bunny Hop has a couple of new ones. They do. They do. Hey, Teresa, happy Thursday to you. And Gapey's Grub. Hi, Gapey's. Haven't gotten much rain here, but it's been super humid, so late blight has already found its way to a few of my tomatoes. Just pulled out my paste tomatoes yesterday. My disease is I don't have blight, but my disease hits me in August, so mine are kind of going, but they're still producing and they taste great. And I'm only watering stuff in the grow bags. Denise says, terrible rain and wind this afternoon here in Finger Lakes, New York. Stay safe. And Becca, I've just finished digging some fall beds. Nice. As far as I know, they are bringing shirts to the seed swap, but I know they're traveling quite a ways. So I don't know if Tim and Darylyn are here, but if they get here, we can ask them. I think they are, but I'm not positive. It may be too much for them to actually carry inventory. So we'll see. I know they're bringing shirts as prizes. That I do know, but that's a good question. Linda says their shirts are so awesome. Sauce feels so good and such cool designs. I agree. Heidi says, I pulled all the green stalks over the long weekend while Dennis did all the work. I helped. Did you help manage? Hey, Heidi. On my porch photographing, tasting, and reviewing during your fun live. Nice to see you, my friend. You're right, Denise. There's always space when we say sort of full grow list. You know I'll always have space. I want to try to keep it simple. I'm also growing a whole lot more Bill Yoder varieties next year. I grew a lot last year, and I grew a bunch this year. In fact, I'm going to be reviewing or showing you one I just tasted the other night, one of his. But I'm going to do more of his next year, a couple beds full. So I'm excited for that. He's got so much new stuff coming out all the time. And he is like Sophia Sakova to me. They are true tomato artists. Kina says, good multitasking, Heidi. I would not have been able to. I'm too easy to distract. I agree. I wouldn't have been able. I can do a lot. Oh, here they are. Tim and Darylyn are here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm only 4 minutes behind now. We'll be wearing shirts to the seed swap. Does that count? Totally counts. Happy to have you guys here. Hi, Annette. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Brian. Nice to see you. Forgotten Heirlooms has listed some new micros. Yeah, I don't think they're actually like new creations, but he definitely has some new in his shop for sure. He's got a great variety. He's the king of micros. I think I talked about him on my show, my garden tour on Tuesday. Hey, Natalia. Nice to see you. Tim and Darylyn say, our tomatoes are finally flowering with a few tiny tomatoes showing. Tomatoes for Christmas. Yay! Natalia, I received my shirt recently. Love it. Need to take a picture in it. In case you're tuning in late, let me show you the, oops, wrong thing. There we go. So don't forget, if you go to inspiredgardenlife.com, put in TLC20, you get 20% off. They are introducing their new Pepper Lovers collection, which is what I'm wearing. Heirloom Heat, Mix, Monk's Curse in Latin. Very nice. All kinds of very colorful and unique shirts. And they are giving away to us at the end of the episode. I'll do the drawing. 5 free t-shirts, 3 $25 gift cards, and they are now shipping international. Canada, the UK and Ireland, 26 countries in the EU, Australia, and New Zealand. So that I know is very appreciated, and I'm sure it's not easy to do that. So thank you, Tim and Darylyn, for offering that for us. All right, we will get to tomatoes eventually. If you haven't grown Dynamite Delight Microdwarf, try it. Super yummy and productive. You know, I'm going to have to. I've heard that before. Honestly, the new micros that Brad Gates has released, or like the first ones he released a couple of years ago, I thought every single one was absolutely tasteless. So while I have the new ones, I haven't grown them because I have like this mental block against Bill Gates micros. In fact, I'm a huge fan of Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye. there aren't a lot of his that I love. I do have a lot of respect for him because he was kind of the first to do like this artistic breeding of tomatoes, but I feel like his new stuff has been disappointing to me. That being said, I haven't grown new stuff of his, and I didn't do any this year or last year, so perhaps I'm selling him short. I do think he's a wonderful breeder, but I will have to try Dynamite Delight. You're not the first person to tell me that. Tim says, we will be bringing lots of fun prizes to the swap. Need ideas for giveaways like who came the farthest and who brought the most tomatoes. I love that. I love that. Hey, Jeffrey. Nice to see you. This is Jeffrey Rainmaker of Briarwood Farms, right? Or Briar Sweet. Why am I forgetting? It's Jeffrey Rainmaker. He sponsored our show a couple weeks ago with great prizes. Now I should have it still in my banners. Do I? I want to say Briarwood. Briar Saint. I was wrong on both. BriarSaintSeeds.com. Really good vendor. He's got all kinds of new stuff. Hazel Grouse Under the Pineapple. As far as I know, he's the only person that sells that great variety that I grew this year. He also has Dwarf 62208. Was one of my early favorites of the year. It was a really good one. All right. I always want to catch up on the comments, and it leads me down a rabbit hole. International shipping inspired by TLC community. So thank you to you all for your encouragement. It's hard for us to believe. It's hard for me to believe too. That can't have been an easy thing to work around. So much appreciated. You guys are just unbelievable. And Terry says, thank you for donating t-shirts. Yeah. Sorry, Jeffrey. I should know this. I've been getting from him in his Etsy shop, which is Native Plant Works with an X, for quite a while. But the Briar Saint, I think, is kind of new, right? Because I wasn't aware of it until the last couple months. BriarSaintSeeds.com. Oh, and I keep forgetting, Jeffrey, why aren't you reminding me? You probably feel like you'd be a jerk reminding me. They're offering a 20% off coupon code too, and I keep forgetting to put it in the group. They are also TLC20. It's a forever coupon code. So go to BriarSaintSeeds.com, use TLC20. Thank you, Jeffrey. Sorry, I keep forgetting to put that in the group. Briar Saint Seeds are awesome, yes. And Heidi agrees, Briar Saint Seeds is awesome sauce. They've got great pictures too. What are the most amazing varieties from Briar Saint? Well, I would definitely go Dwarf 62208, which is a wonderful green when ripe. I really liked Hazel Grouse Under the Pineapple. He's got some of Bill Yoder's varieties. You can order directly from Bill. He is taking orders right now, but Jeffrey has a number of them. I'm trying to think of some other ones I've seen on there, but those are the standouts to me. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah. Kind of a lame shout out when I forget the name of your company and forgot all about your coupon code. Sorry. Remind me if I forget to. I want to do a post in the group. Yes, TLC20 is right. TLC20. So that's for Inspired Garden Life and Briar Saint Seeds. Okay, let's get to some tomatoes, shall we? Oh, no, we got Francis to say hi to. Hello, everyone. Late, but haven't missed a tomato yet. Of course you haven't, Francis. And it's an Inspired Garden Life Day, so you need to be here because you're a mascot like me, I like to think. Your pictures are the most adorable things ever. Achilleida Feeling, Heritage Seed Market, new micros are ordered. I'm curious how many, they always say what is in stock. I'll be curious to see if after the show, if they're sold out. And I wasn't keeping it from you guys. I spoke with Ken about it yesterday because Ken's the one that told me. I just wanted to wait a couple more days to see if they had any new ones. You can only order one package of their new ones each, which is very understandable. Don't you be laughing at me with no tomatoes yet, Heidi. Hi, Yvette. Glad you're here. Okay, this first tomato I want to talk about. Okay. So Samantha Schaefer put something up in the group last week about Hazel Creek tomato. For those of you that don't know about Hazel Creek tomato, let me give you a little bit of background. The tomato came to us, our group, through Mike Williams, who is here in the chat, and he's in our group. You need to hear the story behind it to realize how special it is if you don't know. And if you've heard it before, bear with me. Mike received his seeds from the North Carolina Farm Agency. He said only family members have these seeds. He also said the farm agent was having a tomato tasting at the local farmer's market. He only had 6 different varieties, so I took him a box of my tomatoes. They were such a hit, he gave me some of the Hazel Creek tomatoes to save seeds from. So why is a Hazel Creek tomato special? When the government took people's farms away for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and to build Fontana Dam, one of the communities was called Hazel Creek. The people brought their seeds out with them when they left their farms. The NC Farm Agency and their family descendants have had the seeds since the 1920s. They have never been for sale. And then you can read all about the story by searching Hazel Creek in the Smoky Mountains. Once a year, the Park Service takes the family members to visit their cemetery that is several miles into the park. So Mike first told me about this variety at the end of last season when he first got the tomatoes. And he told me he thought he possibly had a pink that would rival bacon lettuce in this, which I declared is one of my favorite tomatoes of all time last year. So he sent me seeds. And then, so I talked about it on my show, on this show, Thursday show. And of course, people started asking for it. And Mike was so kind and sent so many of us seeds for this. He also sent me hundreds of seeds for me to give out to you guys. So this is definitely, a tomato lovers collective and swap variety. Here's the problem. We're getting at least two different varieties. There's a regular, and I grew 2 plants. One of them was a potato leaf and one was a regular leaf. And many of us out there, we've seen in Samantha's posts, so many of you are sharing they got a regular leaf that's a red. Some are getting potato leaf that's a pink. 2 very different tomatoes. I tasted the first 2 ripen for me was the regular leaf, and it was a red. And here, these pictures, I don't know if maybe I can make it bigger to show you. You can see clearly, hopefully, that on the right, the regular leaf variety is smaller and they are red. And the ones on the left are larger and they're pink. Those have only started to ripen within the past week. I had my first one. I didn't want to tell Mike when I tasted the regular leaf red that it was a very forgettable tomato because I felt bad. We've been talking about this tomato for well over a year at this point. I wanted so badly to love it, and I just didn't. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. Enter the potato leaf version that is pink, which is nothing short of spectacular. Here it is. It is night and day, the difference. Mike says the Hazel Creek tomato is potato leaf and pink. So here's where the problem lies. For those of you that have been growing it, sharing seeds from the red is not the true Hazel Creek tomato. So he's offering so generously, those of you who got seeds, and I'm offering the same thing. He's got probably more seeds than I do, but for anybody that got the red regular leaf that isn't potato leaf pink, he's offering to send you seeds. The important thing is that we make sure we get the true variety out into circulation and not get a completely different variety in the red. Because when I tell you it was a huge difference, it was a huge difference. The bricks on this was a 6.4. The other one was like a 3 something. Doesn't always mean it's a better tomato, but in this case it was. Some of our notes were it's an excellent tomato. We didn't want to taste this one after tasting the regular leaf, which was forgettable. This was so tomatoey with a rich and deep flavor. Perfect blend of sweet and salty with intense tang. Loved it. It was that good. Better than bacon lettuce in this for sure. And we tasted that again for the first time yesterday, for the first time of the year. And that's a really great tomato still, but I like Hazel Creek better. So if you've been giving out seeds already to anything that's not the pink potato leaf, if you can let the person know, if you want to rename the tomato to something else, that would be great. And I realize some of you have probably shared them already because we're only getting to the nitty gritty, the bottom of all of this and what the true Hazel Creek tomato is. These things happen. Like I said earlier, that this is a new tomato to us that the residents of the, Hazel Creek and the NC Farm Agency gave to Mike. And we want to make sure we get the true variety out there. So that's the scoop. I'm sharing as many seeds as possible. My Hazel Creek potato leaf is in a grow bag though, so my production is okay, not great. So Mike is sharing a lot of seeds. So thank you, Mike, for offering, and you can please contact him. It's Mike Williams in the group, or if you don't know how to contact him, you can, if you're not in the group, you can email me. Here's my email address. And I will be liberally giving away seeds for mine, also the pink potato leaf. You guys need to grow it. And it's a bummer if you didn't get that and you grew Hazel Creek. But yeah, for me, it just wasn't anything special. And this one is a special variety. Linda, my Hazel Creek plant also got eaten by crazy rabbits before my fencing. Oh no. As a person from North Carolina, that's the origin of this tomato, yes, and person that never came around a good red tomato, can I please be in line for those seeds for one day? Well, I'm not keeping lines, but if you put it, in Seed Seeking Saturday or Most Wanted, when these seeds are ready, I'll be happy to give them out. Thankfully, as you can see from the photos, this has a lot of seeds in it, or you can contact Mike Williams for sure. My happy place is here. Hi there. And hi, Claudia. Nice to see you. Inspired Garden Life says, Francis, we want to be like you when we grow up. Me too. Me too. Hey, Chantel. Glad you could join us. And she's already got, make sure you guys put in hashtag tomato for your chance to win one of 5 shirts or one of 3 gift cards. We've got 73 live viewers right now. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, while I can broadcast to you on Instagram, my platform, EV Mux, doesn't allow me to see your comments. So if you want to be a part of the discussion and comment, have questions, or if you want to be a winner, you need to watch on my YouTube channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. So if anybody has any questions on the Hazel Creek and what the difference is and what Mike and I are asking, I know it's a pain. You grew a tomato and maybe it's not the right one. It really couldn't be helped. But we can do our part to make sure the right one gets released, because we'll be the ones that, Mike is the one that really started this. We can be the ones to make sure the correct ones go out. Okay, so that's Hazel Creek. And in all of this, I hope I relayed to you just how good and delicious this tomato is, because it really is. World of difference between this and the regular leaf red. Okay, next tomato. Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. Now, they don't look like this normally. This was the first one I had, and this is a new variety. I think this is the second year it's been out, and even last year it was only out for a few people, a few vendors. This was a crazy cat-faced one I got a while ago, like a month ago. This is what mine normally look like. Here's 2 Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. This is the shape anyway. I don't know that they're fully ripe, because they do have, on the interior, they do have that pink veining that goes through it. I don't know if you can see the middle picture, but yes, you're not seeing things. The bricks on this was an 8, which is so, I was talking to Keena and Jen about this before the show, so unusual for a large beefsteak, and that one was super large. It was an 8. So good. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of seeds in these things, but it was delicious. What did we have to say about it? We rated an 8.5 out of 10. So sweet and delicious, citrusy with intense flavor that lingers. A winner. It's also likely not stable. Jen, Keena, and I were comparing notes. First of all, you could look at 5 different vendors and their Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest look a little bit different. Jen sent her photos and thought she had an off type. And I showed her pictures from a vendor where it looks exactly like what she's got. I've seen other vendors that look exactly like mine. Hers are more of like an ochre color on the outside, where mine are more of like an olive green with some pink. As you see, Kina said hers are more of an ochre orangey color also. So, and Alex from Lucky Garden, I think it was on the tomato tour last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, 2 days ago, where he said he believes it's not stable yet either. Anybody else growing Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest? Hey, Anthony. I shouted your praises again for sponsoring our pavilion for our tomato tasting and seed swap. Thank you very much. You're so incredibly generous. Oh, did I skip off all the announcements? Oh, I said this week, almost forgot this. I said last week I was going to feature some of Lucas Wallman's varieties this week, and I was all ready to, but there's one. I've got Micro Wine to show you, which I've already reviewed on my Instagram. I've got Pear of Pleasure, Bag Saddle, it's unbelievable. But the one I really was waiting for, so I could taste all 4 of them live on the show, was Nebulous Sugar Shock. And they're ripening, but I wouldn't say they're fully ripe. So I'm going to wait until next week to do those. So if you tuned in for Lucas Varieties, make sure you tune in next week. All right, back to Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. Origin is unknown. A winner, I already mentioned that. Intense flavor that lingers. Indeterminate. Most of what is on my plant is not ripe yet. It is productive, very productive, but it is mid to late season. Regular leaf. Fruits are pepper-shaped, olive ochre in color with a pink blush. This information's from saminatorg.ru. This is Sophia's site. Pulp is multicolored, rainbow, beautiful, juicy, buttery, very sweet, and unusual, wonderful variety. Croatian seed stores where I know at least Jen got her seeds. Kina, I think that may have been you too, if I'm not mistaken. There's also, say, olive ochre color with pink. Oh, it looks like they're sharing both of these. And I see from vendors a lot, they're sharing the same verbiage. Fruits are 150 to 200 grams. Now, Kina and Jen both have more oblong fruits, where mine are more like this shape. And the next tomato I'm going to talk about is called Prune Ibirapuera, and they're very similar. For a while, I thought they were same variety, but I've tasted them. They are different. The coloring is very similar. The shaping is similar. The Prune Ibirapuera has ribbing that's further apart than Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. Deb's growing Elves. I just picked my first fruits today. My fruits look like peppers, skinny and long. I'm seeing that from a lot of vendors, skinny and long. My seeds came from Tatiana at Tomato Eden. She ordered it, and I'm not sure where she got it from. Actually, I think she sent me from 2 different vendors. She sent me 2 seeds from each. And I don't know where she ordered them from. But chances are we're going to get a lot of different Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. Also, chances are you're not going to get another tomato that looks like what I've got on my screen there. I didn't make my normal graphic because I was only using that temporarily. But I did want to highlight the 8.0 on the bricks. My elves are very much large hearts. And yes, they are from Croatian Seed Store. Interesting. I've got Pear of Pleasure seeds, growing them for 2026. It's a good one. Very, very productive. Very similar in productivity. It's a multiflora, so similar in productivity to microberry or micro wine. I'm forgetting now. It's a cross, I think, of microberry and daddle wine, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Very productive. Becca says, I grew 3 of Lucas's varieties during spring. Micro wine was absolutely beautiful and still have 1 large plant producing. Asteria was also productive. Yeah, Lucas said I should grow that, and I was going to, and then I am growing a bunch of his. That one got bumped, but I can't wait to show you the bricks on bag saddle. That thing's insane. I also taste an underripe Nebulous Sugar Shock just out of curiosity. Oh my God, was that good? So I can't, that's why I really wanted to wait until they were ripe, because if it's this good underripe, chances are it's going to be really good when it's ripe. Terry, Anthony, thank you so much for your donation to the pavilion. Sorry, my internet was goofy. And he can't even attend. He just wanted to help us out. And he gave way more than the pavilion cost. So thank you, Anthony. It will not be put in my pocket. It will be put to use either for the tomato tasting seed swap or sending seeds out to people, but it is very appreciated. You are too kind. Okay, Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. These are kind of overripe. I don't know if I should cut it open, this overripe. We'll cut it open and see. I mean, it's not like it's going to get any less overripe. Let's save seeds from this. Check it out. Hang on. How beautiful are these? When I have tomatoes that are colored like this, I like to do it that way. The cut rather. No, this one not so much that way. I shared one last night in the group that I'm going to share again today called Angel's Soul, and that thing is incredibly beautiful. That is a really good tomato. I'm kind of surprised. I wanted to like this so badly, and a lot of times when that happens, it's kind of disappointing. I grow a lot of things that are either green when ripe or tricolor, and a lot of the tricolors this year, I've got some good ones, but some are just not all that great. This is a good one. Where's my bowls? That's a delicious tomato. So that's a winner. So now let's talk about Prune Ibirapuera. The other one that looks very similar, not according to these pictures, obviously, but Prune Ibirapuera. This had a Brix of 6.0. Still very high for anything that's that big. I mean, where's the prunes? These are overripe too, but this is the size of all of them. They're also mid to late season. I've got a whole, and productivity's good. I've got a whole bunch on my plant that aren't ready yet. Let's take a look at the inside. Which one should I cut open? We'll do this one. These are also overripe. What did we say about it? Oh, we rated an 8.5 out of 10. Same as Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest, but I think we liked Elves a little more. It's a very high rating for us, though. We're a delicious, sweet and fruity with intense melony flavor. Melon-y, as in melon. Really good. Oh, look at this. You can actually tell the difference between this and Elves by the color of the interior. Too similar, but this is a little more yellow inside. Now I'm going to do a not blind taste off here. That was Elves. Prune isn't as sweet. It's also a really good tomato. Although, honestly, I'd probably move this to an 8 out of 10 instead of 8.5. But I would keep Elves at an 8.5. It's a really good tomato. Look at that interior. Let's cut it the other way. Oh, I just got a notification that rain is starting soon. That wasn't supposed to happen. It does look like it's going to rain. Unfortunately, with both of these, and also the angel soul I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes, they don't have a lot of seeds at all, which is a bit of a problem when you want to share seeds with everybody. But it's still a very good variety. The origin is unknown. Let me get back to the screen. Like Elves of the Puzzlewood, the origin is unknown. Cultive Taru says that their seed stock came from Russia, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's from Russia rather. Both of them are regular leaf. Both of them are mid to late season productive. They say theirs weigh 180 to 300 grams. Honestly, the size is also very similar. Here's a Prune Ibirapuera. Here's another Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest. They're very similar. But I think I can say pretty confidently that I told Kina and Jen at the beginning of the season, I'm like, I bet they're the same. I think I can say pretty confidently they're not the same. They taste very different, and the look is a bit different. But I also think that, like Elves of the Puzzlewood Forest, Prune Ibirapuera, I got my seeds from Lux Seeds, and I think my fruits look like what they've got, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one isn't stable either. So gorgeous, it's ridiculous, says Dennis. I agree. Gorgeous interior. I know it. Very pretty. Heidi makes me a delicious tomato salad every day for work. I have no idea what all the names are, but OMG, they are magnificent. That's nice. You have a great wife. As Jerry says, Jerry, you're lucky, or he says you're a lucky person, Dennis. Sounds like my type, says Natalia. I just want to scoop the goo and eat it. That looks good. Me too. Should I do it? I feel a little guilty. If I scoop and suck out the goo, that's less seeds I can give to you guys. I'll just do it on one of the chambers. Really good. Really, really yummy. Beautiful. Kendall Dismuke. Nice to see you, Kendall. If you're just joining us, I'm saying this periodically because I know people filter in during the show. Make sure you type in #tomato. And at the end of the episode, Inspired Garden Life they've donated 5 shirts and 3 gift cards that you can use towards their great shirts. InspiredGardenLife.com is their website. Tim and Darylyn are their names. They're wonderful people. They're here with us today. They're going to be at our tomato tasting and seed swap in a couple of weeks. And you can always use the code TLC20 for 20% off of everything. And now they are shipping internationally to a plethora of countries. So they're always taking ideas from us, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, Pepper Lovers Collective and Swap. And we appreciate that so much here. Where was I? Tomatoes, that's where I was. Tara Dove, we've been in a prolonged drought here in Southwest Virginia and just had a big 2-hour cloudburst. I believe it's headed to you. Maybe. I know Jen said she's in West Virginia, but she was getting a ton of rain this summer. And I'm like, totally missed us. And also Bill Yoder, he's in Atlanta, not anywhere near me, but on the East Coast. And he's been getting a ton of rain also. We just haven't. I welcome the rain for sure. It'll say I'll look at the 10-day forecast and it'll be like Friday, 50% chance. And that's what it was. And then when that day comes, there's no rain. There's no rain. Oh, Susan says, bad storm just came through and knocked out my electric for 20 minutes. Well, storm hasn't started here, but we know if I get knocked out, it's probably my own fault because I kick myself out of my own episodes all the time. Chantel says, make sure you guys enter. Their shirts are awesome. My order of 6 just got here not too long ago. Yay! Yay! Linda says, rain has missed us too. Send it on down. Same here, she says. Yeah, we need it. I'm about to be the coolest kid in gardening class. Aw, I think you're already the coolest kid in gardening class. All right, what's next? Strawberry sherbet. Surprisingly, I haven't talked about this yet on the show. I know I talked about it in my grow list videos, but I have an ongoing list I keep of what I've talked about and the dates. It's alphabetized, and I looked and I have not talked about this one. It's called Strawberry Sherbet, one of Sophia's. It's probably my least productive out of all of them, but they sure are pretty. You see, worms are getting in there. But as long as they don't go into the tomato, I'm keeping it. Most of Sophia's varieties for me have been very, very productive. This one is, I'm trying to think if there's any others. This is probably this. Oh, and I'm starting to get some all the colors of the world. Also, I just picked 5 of them today. I didn't think I'd be getting that one. Captivating Heart is just coming in now too. But Strawberry Sherbet, I ate one already. I've got 3 or 4 big ones upstairs, and there's a number left on the plant. So, and they're big, as you can see, so I really can't complain. Let me show you bigger. Oops, not that. That's Strawberry Sherbet. So we did already taste this. Brix was a 4.0. Overall, we gave it a 7 out of 10. We said good, tangy, slight sweetness, but not much. Lingering fruity flavor, not as prolific as other varieties, but is one of the healthier plants and is picking up to mid to late season. Yummy, and for some reason has a slight antho flavor, which is, there is a little antho at the top there. And then I wrote in all caps, retest. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to retest with all of you guys. I've got a tiny little cutting board here for a giant tomato. Has anybody had ripe big Malaccas yet? Any of you growing that? I just picked my first actually 2 ripe ones. I have a number of them on the plant. They're pretty big. I mean, they're not 2-pounders for me, but they're well over a pound. The one that I picked, so for almost 1.5 pounds, I think. But I'm curious if anybody's tasted it yet. Oh, good night, Kina. You're going to have to watch back because there's a couple I'm talking about that I haven't told you about that you're going to want to check out. But glad you could join us, my friend. Okay, so let's retaste Strawberry Sherbet. I'm finding with my later tomatoes, often the Brix isn't as high. Although saying that, just yesterday and the day before, I got some pretty high ones I'm going to be talking about. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful rose color. And let's text the Brix, or retest the Brix. 3.7 went down. Like I said, that seems to happen late season for a lot of the varieties. So we're going to keep with the 4 that I originally tested at. Is that what I said, 4? Yeah, it was a 4. All right, let's taste it. That's very good. Much better than I remember. Much better than I remember. I would bump this up to an 8 instead of a 7. It's very tomatoey, very tangy. Citrusy. Really, really good. This would be a great sandwich tomato. Lots of generous seed pockets. This is why when things aren't always great, especially things I want to be great, I retest. I think it's the next variety I'm going to be retesting too. This is yummy. And I see somebody, Linda, you wrote about Antho. Funny, I'm not tasting antho this time around. I am eating the bottom piece. That is really, really good. Let me take a picture of this brick so I don't forget. Oh, I'm so glad I retasted it and did it with you guys. Yeah, I'm definitely bumping it up to an 8 out of 10. That's a good one. And sometimes the first tomato you taste on a plant isn't exactly the best one. So that's a winner. Strawberry sherbet. I'm going to try not to make as much of a tomatoey mess as I did last week. That looks yummy. Yeah, it is yummy. I was bummed we had to give it a 7 out of 10, but now we're up at an 8. That is an F7, by the way. Let me tell you what Sophia says about it. Showed good stability, but at this stage of selection, there's a possibility of splitting. The shape of fruits are 300 grams on average. Mine are bigger. That was a smaller one in that picture. This was definitely bigger, as are the other ones that are coming in. And it says, on average, in the shape of a raspberry strawberry with gold and pearl stripes. And if you look at her website, hers do have that shape, where mine are mostly large beefsteaks. But boy, that is a really good tomato. I kind of want to have, that's a great sandwich tomato. Rob's going to like that. An 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wait till you see what else I have in store. I'm getting some real surprise yummies coming out now. 8 is pretty rare. 9 is very rare. And I've had a few this season. I'm going to be talking about 2 of them. 2 of them today, and another 8. And a couple peppers if we can get to it. Andrea says, I'm waiting for my inspired garden life. I'm waiting for my golden jubilee to ripen so I can send you a pic with my new fave golden jubilee t-shirt. Aw, see how much people love you guys, Tim and Darylyn. Heidi says, do you find many of Sophia's varieties are really huge plants? Triumph of Sophia is massive. All the colors of the world is massive. Yeah, now that you say that, they do. They go on forever, and I should have topped many when they got to the top of my my fencing and didn't, and they are totally flopping over. But that's a really good point. They do seem to be taller. I'm trying to think of Chocolate Henry did not get as tall as the others. Maple Heart is just endless. But yeah, Triumph of Sophia and Victoria's Salute is also very tall. But Triumph of Sophia is almost like laughable that it's so huge. All the colors of the world too. But I was bummed up until recently. I didn't see any fruits while the plant of all the colors of the world was huge and had a million flowers. I wasn't seeing any fruits, but I think it was just so overcome with foliage that I was missing them. So yeah, that's a good question, Heidi. I do find them to be. Are you finding that too with what you're growing? Or are you not growing some? I feel like you are growing Triumph too. Am I making that up? Have to let me know. Okay, this next one is another retest, and I hope it's good because I didn't like it the first time. Don't shoot the messenger. Oh, wrong one. They're out of order. Not this one. This one I liked. Did I not put it in? Hang on. Or did I screw up the order? This is it. I screwed up the order. Earl. Earl is a variety that Craig LaHoulier loves. He says, Victory Seed said Craig told them it was one of the best tomatoes I've eaten, according to Craig. And he told Jen and I on our show, when was he on? What was it, last month? I think it was last month. So I know many of us were growing it. Craig rated it a 9 out of 10, noting that it was on par with Brandywine. I've only tasted one so far. Our Brix was a 3.0, and overall we gave it a 6 out of 10. We just tasted it the other night. We found it had hardly any flavor. It was like grocery store tomatoes. Now, I know that Craig would not say that about a tomato, which either says that it's my climate or I just had a bad tomato. So let's retaste it. Anybody else growing Earl? I know many of you were going to. I know Jen is going to. I don't know if Jen's here or not. Oh, you're finding them to be tall too. Yes. Thank you, Lena. Me too. I'm so glad you've got fruit on all the colors of the world. For sure. That was really bumming me out. Really bumming me out. And I'm getting some big ones. Cherry, I always get cherry stripes from Sophia so far has been a bit of a disappointment. I've now tasted it twice. I need to taste it again because that's one Bill Yoder told me was really great and to grow. And I can't imagine because it just, the ones I've tasted, the first one we tasted was actually a spitter. And we're not spitting out many things at all, but I'm keeping hope for that one. I'm not doing an official review on it just yet. Heidi, I know it's our friend Craig. Earl is one of my very faves. So I'm going to taste it again and hope for the best. This is a smaller one. I will say production has been unbelievable. They're just starting to ripen. And I'm getting quite a wide variety of fruit sizes. I've got some really big ones up there. The plant is loaded. The plant is super healthy. It is a potato leaf, so that could explain the health of the tomatoes. So I'm feeling a little guilty. I feel like I'm wronging my friend Craig. It's got to be a fluke, right? Let's taste it again. Oh, let me tell you a little bit more about the tomato. Seeds were sent to Craig by Emily Chitwood of Hull, Georgia in 2022. She had recently received the variety from her friends, the Esco family of Colbert, Georgia. They were originally gifted the seeds from this tomato from Earl Sartain's sister Ruth in the early 2000s. That's not over. As it was told to Emily, Henry Earl Sartain of Danielsville, Georgia, served in the U.S. Army in Germany during World War II. While stationed there, he collected the seed and brought it back home when his term of service had ended. His family has grown the variety ever since. It was released by the Victory Seed Company to the gardening public for the 2024 season. All right, let's cut into it. I'm hopeful. I mean, Heidi, you and I share the same palate. So if this one's not good, I've got to think I just have a dud of a plant. Awfully pretty. That's gorgeous. What did that other one look like on the interior? Yeah, it almost looks like maybe it wasn't fully ripe. This is definitely more of a deeper pink on the inside. All right. I'm usually really good at not tasting things until fully ripe. I may have screwed up on this one. Some things are better under ripe, but maybe that was the problem here. All right, I'm taking the bricks. Uh-oh. Ooh, I thought I ran out of battery for a minute. Went up a little. Hang on, I'm going to taste the other side. It went up to 3.2. Again, doesn't mean it's not a good tomato. Strawberry Sherbet. Ooh, other side was 2.8. We'll stick with the first one. Strawberry Sherbet was low, wasn't it? It was just in the 3s, but our original tasting of it was a 4. And it turns out I love that tomato. So let's taste it. It's great. Phew. I thought I was losing my mind. This is why retesting is a good thing. It's delicious. Again, similar to Strawberry Sherbet, it's very tomatoey, rich, deep, intense flavor. What did I say? It was 3.2 the first time, right? I have to write that down. Lots of flavor. We didn't have lots of flavor the first time we tasted it. I'm convinced after looking at this picture, I didn't wait for it to get ripe enough. Very rare for me. I'm so glad because I have so many of these coming in. And like I said, this was one of the smaller ones. They're big. Oh, I'm so glad. I can tell Craig now, and I can write my review with confidence saying it's a good tomato. I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. And so that's gone up from a 6 out of 10. I'm so glad. You guys are my good luck charm. Look at that. It's delicious. It's very, very buttery in texture. Lots of juice. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Phew. Earl should be that deep pink. I figured. I guess I just didn't let it get ripe enough, which is weird. Must have been too ready to taste it. I'm so happy. Yay. Eight out of 10 is pretty good. It's really good. It's very rich, creamy, almost tomatoey. If you like, a rich, intense flavor, it's a really good one. I see what Craig is talking about for sure. It does have a similar taste to a brandy wine, I would say, like pink brandy wine. All right. Let's go on to the next one. So what I say this was, I'm going to raise it up to an 8 out of 10. Okay. We will update our graphic also. Okay, this next one I have not tasted yet. Seeds came to me for this one from Kina, and Kina had them in, I believe they were in the ultra rare grow out last year. This is called Prais Cherry. Kind of got its fame from the internet. I think I screwed up my order here. Where are we? There it is. It's a rare cherry from YouTuber Voodoo Garden. He gave out all of his seeds 9 years ago as he announced he would stop growing them. He sent 100 bags around the world and asked that peeps grow them out. Peeps is my word, not theirs. Grow them out and give them forward to keep them alive. They are super producers and give this sweet, delicious red tomato. They are dwarf too. They're dwarf plants. Probably no taller than maybe 3 feet, 36 inches, or 90 centimeters. Kina grew 2 plants indoors, and hers were 32 to 36 inches tall, or 80 to 90 centimeters. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. And I don't taste a lot of cherries here on this show. So I've got a couple that aren't ripe yet, but it got a lot. They're very bright red. Let me hold them up a little closer. Hang on. Very pretty. I didn't know, the write-up here didn't make it clear until Kina put her 2 cents in that it was a dwarf at first. So I was surprised originally. I've got tomato stems all over the place. I've got paper towels all over the place. And it's very productive, very productive. Let's try to pick a really deep colored one. Looks good. Kind of a bright cherry red. Paste the bricks on it. 5.5. It's good. I would like a little sweeter. Let me test another one. It's very tangy. Got some zing to it. I do like that. I don't like only sweet, but a little. I mean, it's obviously got some sweetness. A 5.5 is sweet, but I just want to make sure I'm getting a good gauge here. This is 5.8. It's a very good cherry. I would like it, honestly, a little bit sweeter, but I love the tanginess and the zing to it. I don't know how else to describe it other than zing. Andrea Praxis got cut from this year's lineup, but wondered about its taste. It is very juicy, and I like that. I like cherries that have a lot of seeds and goo. I like all tomatoes that have seeds and goo, and these are kind of, they explode in your mouth, which I like. Kind of like coyote. They're very tomatoey. I know I keep saying that, but this is the case for this too. It's a good one. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, probably a 7 out of 10. So very good. Taste one more. Yeah, that's 3 tomatoes out of 4. I like it. Don't love it, but I do like it. Feel very honored to grow out these seeds, though, that's for sure. Okay, anybody else growing? Yeah, I thought the same, Rowena. It's not very sweet for a cherry. Bricks, I keep repeating ad nauseum. Bricks is obviously not the measure of how good a tomato is. I mean, look at Earl just now, and look at Strawberry Sherbet just now. Those had lower scores, but oh my, delicious tomatoes. And this is a really good cherry. For cherries, I do kind of appreciate the brick score. Cherries and micros, because, in my cherry tomatoes, I do like a little bit of sweetness to them. I do usually like them in beefsteaks too, as long as there's a little bit. But I've had some beefsteaks that are very high bricks that are just kind of watery, and while they're sweet, there's not a lot of zest or tanginess to them. And then I've had, and I don't consider that a good tomato, even if it has a high bricks. Linda says it's on my 2026 grow list. I've thought of that too, Dana. You should do the bricks after you taste the tomato. I've thought of that too. Chantel says, I tend to lean more towards the sweeter cherry tomatoes. I like savory, but snacking on ones that taste like candy is what I love. And I think that's probably the case with me also. They're like tomato candy for me out in the garden. So I do like something a little bit sweeter. Okay, what's next? Don't forget to put in #tomato. Inspired Garden Life is giving away 5 free shirts and 3 $25 gift cards. They've got a new pepper lovers collection. Not sure how the music started, and I didn't touch anything. I'm not sure how I kicked myself out, but it's not an episode unless I kick myself out. 5 free t-shirts and 3 $25 gift cards. They've got a new pepper lovers collection, and they're now shipping international. So make sure you get that in before the end of the episode. I've got two more tomatoes, I think. 2 more tomatoes, and I'd like to do 2 peppers if I can. I can probably do that with the peppers because I don't think I have a lot to say about peppers. One of them I haven't tasted before, the other one I have. But my peppers, I started them late and my seedlings didn't do so great, so mine are just starting to come in. All right, what's our next tomato? This is the one I posted in the group last night. I didn't have my graphic made. This is called Angel Soul. If you look really closely at the photo on the left, on the outside, you will see these circles, green circles. And I couldn't figure out what they were. What they are is, do I have one here? So I pick everything at first blush, and then I label everything. And I label everything with these green stickers. So that is where the stickers were. So I guess, the sun or the light put out more of the pink on it. So I was talking to Bill Yoder about it. I'm like, what the heck are those? And then I realized they're exactly the same size. I put them over those, and that, sure enough, that's what that was. Has anybody else ever had anything like that? Kind of funny. Angel Soul, it's a really beautiful tomato. Why did I not bring one down here? And it was very tasty too. What did we say? We rated an 8 out of 10. The Brix was a 5.3. We said fruity and refreshingly sweet without much acidity. Tastes like fresh melon. I think that's the second thing I said that about today. Good, very, very prolific and beautiful. They're kind of just starting to come in now. It was another one I'm like, I wanted to like it, so I kind of thought I wouldn't, but this was very tasty. And another one, not very many seeds in it. But for those of you that like tricolors, the interior looks like a lot of other tricolors, but it really does remind me of the Jarson one tricolor I grow every year. Sweet and fruity, just a really good tomato. Graf Samina is selling it now. I saw my seeds came from Tatiana at Tomato Eden. She wasn't selling them, but it was on my wish list, and she provided me with, I think, 2 or 3 seeds to be able to grow it this year. So you can either order from Graf Samina or wait. Tatiana's just starting to upload some of her new stuff to tomatoeden.net now. So you will be able to find them. Or you can put them in Seed Seeking Saturday. I'm just starting to save seeds, so it'll be a while. What do we know about it? Tricolor pulp, each bush, like sea buckthorn, is hung with delicious angel hearts like a Christmas tree with toys. We can praise it for its excellent health, high yield, wonderful taste of fruits, and of unusual color. In short, it has everything: sweetness, sourness, fruitiness, pulp like butter. That is true also. We call such varieties tomato fruits. It does. It totally tastes like melon with good, like, not watery melon. I really liked the variety. It will definitely remain on the collection. That's from tomatandiypomidor.ru, a vendor from Russia. And I don't know if you can tell from this small picture. Let me enlarge it. If you look closely at the exterior, they look fake. They're glossy. They almost look ceramic. And they're hanging on the plant like that too. They're now starting to ripen, but really, really beautiful variety. Tasty. I'm really happy with how that tastes. We rated it. I forget if I said that already. 8 out of 10. Brix was a 5.3. Deb, this is a Deb tomato, that's for sure. Thank you, Terry. Yes, if you guys can please like the episode, I would appreciate it. It really does help. How big are Angel Soul? The one in the picture there looks like it's around 6 ounces, and they're all around that size. Some are smaller, but that's about an average size, I would say. Kelly Natchbill says she's unable to comment, but says hi to everyone. Hi, Kelly. Sorry we're missing you. I'm so intrigued by this one. So beautiful. Oh, mystery. I was like, what do you mean mystery solved? You mean about the circles? Yeah, I meant to put that in the post last night. People were probably confused too. I wasn't confused by it. Kendall says that's pretty. Sherman says, wow. This I will have to give to you tomorrow, I think. I did save a bunch of seeds this morning. So I think, that's why I didn't bring it down. I cut up. But there's more coming, so I can maybe give you one with a little bit of a blush to it, and you can take it home. Okay. One more tomato. Oh no, there should be 2 more. Did I miss something? I'm totally out of order. I think I skipped something. All right, well, let's talk about this one. I'm not sure if I put up the graphic for the other one. This was a total surprise. Northern green. Excellent. Look at the bricks on this. 8.1. I got seeds for this from my friend James Maxwell, and he got seeds from Seed Savers Exchange. Oh, I'm way out of order here. Like I said, bricks, you can see it there, 8.1. Overall, we gave it a 9 out of 10. So good. We've tasted a lot of greens this year. We've had some good ones. I talk about Malapine all the time. Verde de las Landas was also good. Green Rhapsody by Zagalan was also good. This is exceptional enough to be a 9 out of 10. So delicious. As far as the origin, little known variety whose origin's not established. It was equal parts sweet and tangy for me, which makes it a full, it kind of checks all the boxes for me for a great tomato. You can see from the photo on the left and the top right one that it does have a little bit of pink on it. I didn't get many fruits because I grew it in a grow bag and it was kind of hidden in my in-ground garden. I wasn't paying attention to it or taking care of it. So the fruits were a bit smaller than I think what average, I guess they're normally smaller anyway. Fruits weigh 150 to 300 grams, they say. Discrete ribbing at the top. Origin is unknown. This information is from Tomato Faifu. Pale green color, turning amber when fully ripe. Firm and juicy flesh, yellowish with pink marbling, exquisite taste. I agree. This was exquisite taste. If you look at the photos on Tomato Faifu for Northern Green, there's definitely shows more pink marbling on the interior. Mine did not have that on the interior. Just looks, because the flavor was exceptional. Vigorous plant with limited development, dense foliage, indeterminate. Mine was not vigorous. Again, I attribute that to it was in a 5-gallon grow bag. So, oh no, it was a 10-gallon grow bag. 5s I put my dwarfs in. This is not a dwarf, but I did. It's sandwiched in between 2 varieties I've been babying, and this was kind of hidden. In fact, I didn't even notice it until my Tuesday garden tour, and I'm like, oh look, there's Northern Green. There were like 4 little tomatoes on there. So it was really excellent. Has anybody grown this one before? Heidi, you've grown it. You love it too. Yeah. It's a really good one. Really good one. Hey, Chastity. Nice to have you here. And Terry Sosi. This is beautiful. I'm a sucker for green. We've also had some greens this season that are just okay. This is not one of them. This was far than just okay. It was really excellent. Hey, Haley. I feel like I may have seeds for that one. Greg, I'm all out of order. Hopefully I'm getting to Fascination Street. I have 2 more I want to talk about, but I don't know what I uploaded for. We'll see what's next. Northern Green. Deb is a beauty. Dana on the wish list for sure. Tiffany going on the wish list. Northern Green's a beauty. It is. Okay. Let's see what's next. It's a surprise to me too. Oh my goodness, I skipped 2 of them. Hang on, let me see if I can do something. I may be able to. I know I uploaded them to the thing here. Why is this not on there? Gosh, usually I'm so very good about keeping everything in order, but I wasn't. All right, let's see if this works. Next. There we go. Fascination Street. Oh no. Oh, here it is. This is a Bill Yoder creation. We just started getting ripe ones last week. They're beautiful. They look very similar. I was telling Bill this. They look very similar to Sophia's Triumph of Sophia. Interior is quite different, but the exterior is similar. So this is Fascination Street. Here's Triumph. Bottom's a little similar. Triumph, Fascination Street. Taste is different, but it does. My first instinct is, oh wow, it's got some of the same coloring as Triumph. We tasted this, was it last night or the night before? Really liked it. Oh no, did I not put it in? There it is. Brix was a 4.5. We gave it a 7.5 out of 10. It does have slight antho flavor, but not overbearing. Very juicy, very juicy. Gorgeous exterior, even more gorgeous interior. Very fruity. Let's cut into one and I'll show you guys what it looks like on the inside. Well, you can see it from my picture, but I want to show you in real time. It's a beauty. This is, did I already say, this is from his Cure collection, from the Cure. This is where it differs from Fascination Street. Look at the yellow coloring in there. Isn't that pretty? And look at that beauty. Who else is growing Fascination Street? Yeah, there's something else. What did Rob and I taste last week where we said has a little bit of antho flavor, but it actually contributes to the complexity of the taste? What was the variety? This is the same though, because normally if you know me, I hate antho when it's overbearing, but sometimes it's slight and sometimes in a rare occasion in my book, it actually contributes to the flavor. And this is one of them. Bill says it's very juicy. One of the parents is Ananas Zebra, and he can't remember the other parent. So yeah, we rated it 7.5 out of 10. Fascination Street from the Cure collection. Anybody else growing it? It's very productive. It took a bit longer than some of Bill's other varieties, but they're coming in hard and fast now. The ads keep making my app glitch. Sorry about that. Jerry, Northern Green's definitely going on the wish list. That's a good plan. Chantel says, not this year, but I got some seeds for next year. I wish I was. So pretty. It is. Very juicy. Not sure if it would be a great sandwich tomato unless you like a really wet sandwich. I wish I could remember what that other variety was. We loved it. Was it Bliss? I don't think it was Bliss. There's another variety where we loved it so much and the antho flavor was just slight and it was enough where we said it actually adds to the flavor. Jody says Fascination Street looks pretty. I agree. Gosh, I've got a whole tray of things I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I was way too ambitious as I am every week. All right, this next one is another really good one, and it's another really good green. Oh, Natalia, me too. I like wet sandwiches. So do I. Rob does not. But it's funny. I've never met anybody else who likes the wet sandwiches. I do. I like the combination of the wet tomato and the mayonnaise to be dripping down my arms and be making a big sticky mess. That's my kind of sandwich. Hey, Amanda. Nice to see you. Are you and Lisa coming on the 26th? I hope so. Yes, gorgeous. Next year's Billy Yoder row. For sure. I think I'm doing a couple beds from his. Oh, Mary, you don't need to order it, you silly girl. We'll just add it to your list. Just remind me. Very fresh sourdough, yeah. All right. Hopefully it comes up. Here we go. Another surprise and another green. This is a variety from Dean Slater. It's called Racer X. It is a dwarf. Green. The Brix was a 7.5. We rated it an 8.5 out of 10. It was very sweet. Production wasn't great, but it was grown in a 5-gallon grow bag. I got 4 fruits off of it. Would definitely grow it again as it has such deep, intense flavor. Full-bodied with acidity and a power punch of sweetness. It topped out at 36 inches tall for me. This this information, I know they sell it at Cultive Teru. They say it's a variety entrusted to us by the American hybridizer, Dean Slater. Green when ripe, metallic green fruits. They don't mention that it's a dwarf, but it is most definitely a dwarf. Fruits are regular and numerous throughout the season. So I would want to grow it again in a larger grow bag, I think. I didn't give it a good one. It was very, very tasty. Not as tasty as Northern Green, but it's still pretty tasty. Anybody else grow this before? Heidi, have you grown Racer X? I don't hear many people talking about it. It was kind of new to me this year. All right, so that's it for tomatoes. I've got 2 peppers I'd like to talk about. Mary, oh my gosh, I have to have Racer X. My kids used to watch old episodes of Speed Racer with their dad, and Racer X was a mystery character. I didn't know that. Remind me, Mary. Yes, Francis. I like them streaming down my arms and neck. Absolutely. That were like you need a shower after, but you don't. You just take like a paper towel and kind of go all over. That's the kind of sandwich I like. All right, I've got 2 peppers to talk about. Actually, I can sort of talk about 3. I didn't realize I had this out here. Oh, I've got 4 peppers here. Maybe we can I've got 1 here that I haven't tasted yet. Which one do I have here? Oh, I didn't upload the peppers either. What the heck did I do? Hang on. I'm more of a hot mess than usual today. Okay. Let's do first the one I have not tasted. And that is this one. It's called Gnome Hat. It looks just like Lesia. This listing, those photos are from Grafsamina, which is where I got seeds. Their hat looks kind of curved at the top. Mine are not. But let me tell you what they say about it. Grafsamina says, indeed, a very original fairy tale variety, looking at which one immediately recalls the outfit of a gnome. This is all translated, so sometimes translations get lost. Which is decorated with a large hat with a sharp curved end. The fruits are of a similar shape, wide-hearted at the base, gradually narrowing towards the top, forming an elongated nose when curved. They say many sources write that the variety Lesia and this one are the same variety. And indeed, both varieties come from Ukraine. Both have a similar shape. But I compared both varieties, planting them in the same season. Gnome Hat yielded a harvest a little earlier. The weight is a little less than Lesia. The shape of the fruits is similar but not the same. Bushes were slightly different. Therefore, I've decided to collect the seeds of both varieties separately and give you the choice of variety. They last a long time without losing quality and are easily transported. So they're a nice size. I grew Lesia 2 years. I'm not growing it this year or last year, but I grew Lesia and I loved it. Has anybody grown Gnome Hat? It is so cute, right? I had to grow it just for the name. It does, in fact, look like a gnome hat. The Christina Jo says, if my Meemaw used to say, if it's not messy, it ain't good. Amen. It does look like a Lesia pepper. Hopefully you just heard the description from Grafsamina where she talks about when she grew them, they were definitely different. But I have not tasted this yet. Let's cut into it. It's almost a shame to cut into it. It's very pretty. Need a bigger knife for the pepper. Come on. Here's the interior. And let's take the bricks. How do you get the bricks out of a pepper? I use this press. It's a garlic press, and I take the end off of the pepper and I put it in here. A regular garlic press could work depending on the pepper. Some are more juicy than others, but if you've got like a really dry pepper, this one works great. I don't want to do a piece that big. Okay. From what I remember about Lessie, it's very sweet. This is an 8.2. Let me take a picture so I remember. It's pretty sweet. Okay, let's give it a taste. It's very sweet, very flavorful. I wish I had a Lessia to compare it to. See, it's the same. I remember Lessia being quite sweet and delicious also. It's really good. It's so sweet. It's funny, the refractometer has shown me some peppers that are technically sweeter. This tastes just about as sweet of a pepper as I've ever had. Really, really good. JBL, you're growing this one? Have you had any yet? It's raining in Hunterdon County? Oh, yeah, it's really dark out. Wow. Right. All right. The skies open up and water things for me, please. Hey, Olivia. Gnome Hat is so cute. Gnome Hat looks like my kind of tomato, except it's a pepper. Maybe that's what you meant. Do you think it would be good to make a small stuffers? I think it would. My issue is it's not very productive for me. I'm growing 2 plants. They would, I mean, if you take out all the inside stuff here, this would make an excellent stuffer. Delicious, too. A lot of seeds. And I've got mine. I don't have it in a grow bag. I've got it like in a raised bed with mushroom compost, so it should be doing great. And I'm not getting a whole lot of peppers from it, but this is really, really good. So go to Grafsamina and order this called Gnome Hat. I don't know if anybody else carries it. I'm sure they must do. Rowena. I haven't done bricks on peppers. Now I have to test blot. That's a good one. I grew it last year. This is so sugary sweet. It's delicious. I so wish I had a Lessia so I could compare it. They really do look the same. And mine don't have the little curvy thing at the top like theirs does, but that's where I got it. Okay. This next one, I was sent seeds from Lisa Marin. She said, you've got to grow this pepper. Trust me. It's called Bridge to Paris. I've already tasted this one. There it is. These things are so productive, unlike Gnome Hat. So productive. They're a great size. As you can see, they're a 7.5 bricks, so they're super sweet too. It's just a really good pepper. I'm not sure I need to cut it open. You guys can see the inside. Anybody grown Bridge to Paris? Let me tell you a little bit about it. Uprising Seeds sells them. They say this wonderful pepper comes to us from our friends at Hudson Valley Seed Library in upstate New York and is the product of a long chain of farm-based seed work. Originally disentangled from the hybrid frying pepper La Prairie at the biodynamic Kimberton CSA in Kimberton, Pennsylvania, it then gained a little bit of extra size and a hint of spice in the hands of Philly's Bridge Farm in Gardner, New York, before being passed on to Hudson Valley Seed Library, who have continued to refine and stabilize the best traits to create a marketable cultivar. From La Prairie to Philly's Bridge, hence Bridge to Paris. The result, perhaps the most beautiful friar we have seen, long, glossy, smooth, very sweet, bright red fruits on 8-inch fruits, and with much thicker flesh than most friars. They have performed very well in trials across the northern United States and were a standout at the OSA sweet pepper trial in Chimacum, Washington. Had to decipher what WA was. Plants are tall, 24 to 36 inches, vigorous and prolific, and I can guarantee that is absolutely true. My parents are growing it. I gave them a plant too. We visited them last weekend, and their plants are loaded of these too. Wonderfully sweet, fresh eating as well as for roasting and freezing, 85 to 100 days. So Lisa, if you're watching, thank you for recommending this. It's a really, really good one. My happy place, I'm growing it thanks to Valerie for seeds. I got 2 peppers so far. This pepper is actually from my parents. My plants, am I growing 1 or 2? I think I'm growing 2. They're just starting to turn, but where my parents are, I think it's because theirs is out in full sun on their deck that maybe it ripened sooner. But I picked like 6 of these off of theirs, and I've got a ton more coming. This sort of reminds me, another one, I don't have any here to talk about, but another one of my favorites of the year looks pretty much just like this, but orange. Is called Giant Sweet Devil's Horn. I have to talk about it at some point. This is a variety from Elliott Bunny Hop Seeds. Bill Yoder told me that I wanted to grow that pepper, and I've had several ripe ones. That's an excellent pepper. So similar to this, but orange. Very prolific, maybe a little bit longer. Super sweet. Great pepper. Great pepper. Sounds with the devil in the name, you'd think it's hot, but it's not at all. Tiffany. I don't even know what to say. Not a good episode unless you kick yourself out twice. Darla, hi Darla. Bridge is gorgeous. I have grown one that looks very similar to this, but is an unknown variety. I call them Patty's Long Sweet Red because I got the first one from my friend Patty. That's great. Kendall says that's a nice looking pepper. Let me show you two other peppers too, and I'll do it quickly. These are both ones I grew last year, and I loved them so much that I'm growing them again. This one's called Criolla di Cochina. It's a wonderful sweet pepper. It's very thin skin, very prolific. I don't have my spreadsheet open to tell you just how sweet it was, but it was enough. It was enough where I wanted to grow it again. Great, very, very flavorful. And then this is, when you ask me about peppers, I will always make sure you know about this one. It's called Tomaticot. It's part of the Slow Food of Biodiversity, Arc of Taste Slow Food movement. It's from Italy. Seeds are not easy to find. I gave away a bunch of seeds for this, but I love the feel of these. They're thick-walled, super sweet, super delicious. This is my first ripe one of the season. We're growing 1, 2, 3, I think 4 plants of it, and they're all around this size. Aren't they gorgeous? Mary, 3 times a charm, Lauren. Deborah, she's done it again. Heidi, I'm growing Bridge to Paris, but it is taking forever. It's that kind of year. It is for me too. I just noticed yesterday one finally starting to turn. So yeah, for me too. And my parents are further north, and they're in the mountains, so they've probably got well, I don't know if they've got similar elevation to you, but they are in the mountains. But for some reason, they're getting a whole bunch now. I stole a whole bunch too, but I've got a bunch coming. But I do have Tomaticot kind of early. So this one is called Tomaticot. Let me show you. I got seeds from, I think it's called Hayfield. No, Hawthorne in Canada. I just pulled up. I'll put the link to where, I don't know. They weren't shipping to Canada as of last year. So I had a friend from Canada, I think it was Michael Kelly, as a matter of fact, order them for me. I'm going to put the link to them at Hawthorne. there. And then there's a whole article on them on Fondazione slow food movement, where it comes from the tomato production areas in the town of Carmagnola and the plains in the direction of Porrino near Turin in northwest Italy. This pepper has a remarkably rounded shape that is flattened at both ends. But yeah, it's not an easy one to find. I don't do a lot of pepper trading, but when I do, I always include this one. It does take a little bit longer to germinate for some reason. What I just put in the comments now is the article from the slow food movement. You got blossom end rot for tomato? Is that what you're saying? On your fruits? What's your best tasting micro pepper? Oh, there were a couple I grew last year. I grew a bunch of micros. Bagheera's Seedling 2, which I got from Tomato Eden. That was a really good one. Bagheera's Seedling 2. And something else that started with a B. I feel like I had royalty in the name of Bagheera's Seedling 2. Message me and I'll send you a list. I don't have my my thing pulled up, but there were a couple things. Bagheera's Seedling 2. Oh, and Rainbow Sun. That's another one. I gave seeds to Michael Kelly so he could grow those indoors. That also came from Tomato Eden. She's got a number of good micro peppers. We do, if you're in Pepper Lovers Collective and Swap, we do have a micro spreadsheet there as well, and I've reviewed a bunch. I haven't updated that in a while. I did grow Paradiso. That was variegated. I thought it was good, not great. Bagheera's Seedling. Bohemian Baron. I knew it had royalty or something in it. Bohemian Baron was also good. So Bagheera's Seedling 2, Rainbow Sun, and Bohemian Baron I really liked. Thank you to Lauren for tomato seeds. Well, you're welcome. But is that what you're saying? You got blossom end rot on yours? That's a real bummer. Achille, I loved the Crayola pepper. Just be careful when you bring it in. The bugs like hiding in the ridges. Did not know that. They're sold out at Hawthorne. Yeah, I would put in Seed Seeking Saturday. Maybe somebody will grant them to you. I do have a lot of seeds from last year. I do love this pepper. I really do. Okay. So on that note, we're at 6 o'clock, 2 hours, almost like clockwork. Make sure you type in #tomato right now. We're going to give away prizes from Inspired Garden Life. I'll give you another minute or so. Let's go back to their slideshow. And by the way, anybody who wins today, rather than message me, you're going to message them directly, and I will put their information. It's going to be the email support@inspiredgardenlife.com, but I'll put that up in a minute. So if you missed it and you're just joining in, they are now shipping to Canada, the UK and Ireland, 26 European Union countries, Australia, and New Zealand. So that's brand new. They also have their new pepper line, which is what I'm wearing. Heirloom Heat, makes Monk's Curse in Latin. They have all kinds of birds, shirts that have to do with birds. They've got long sleeve. They've got short sleeve. I can't talk all of a sudden. They've got V-neck. Ooh, I hear the rain. I want to do like a rain dance. I hear rain. I don't even remember what rain sounded like. Did I leave anything outside? No, I don't think so. V-neck tanks, so 3 different kinds of tanks. And then anything having to do with gardening, birding, canning, tomatoes, of course, peppers, of course. Every time I look at their site, I'm like, I need that too. And they're very well made and they wash up beautifully. They say their Pepper Lovers collection ignites August and September with designs that honor every heat seeker's journey, from Sweet Belle beginners to Carolina Reaper warriors. These aren't just shirts, they're badges of courage for gardeners who know that the best stories come with a little spice. And you can buy 2 shirts, get 5% off, buy 4, get 10% off, buy 6, get 15% off. And with code TLC20 forever, you can get 20% off of everything. Every shirt goes towards planting trees in Kenya. So this is just a great company, and it's a pleasure and an honor that they do this with us once a month. Plus, they're really good people. And here they are here, Tim and Darylyn. And for all of you coming to our tomato tasting and seed swap on September 26th, Tim and Darylyn are going to be there and giving away some prizes too. It's going to be so nice to hug them in person. I just adore them. All right, everybody got their hashtag tomato in? Let's do it. Where is the giveaway tool? Oh, it's not that. Giveaway tool. Here we are. Okay, that's not a winner. I just have to reset it. Okay. Oh, before I do, okay, so down at the bottom now I've got scrolling to claim. If you win, please contact them directly at support@inspiredgardenlife.com. This is whether you win a shirt or whether you win a gift card. Thank you, Tim and Darylyn, for doing that. That makes my life a bit easier. I appreciate it. So I'll keep that scrolling, and let's do it. First, we'll give away 5. I can't believe they give away 5 shirts and gift cards. It's just unbelievable. Just gonna write something down so I can keep track, just in case. All right, first shirt. That would drive my cat crazy. Deb, congratulations, Deb. Can't wait to see what you get. Okay, shirt number 2. Heidi, congratulations, Heidi. Can't wait to see what you're going to get too. Okay, next one, number 3. Mary L, congratulations, Mary. All right, number 4. Shirt number 4. Oh, I don't like that one. Todd Payne, congratulations, Todd. Again, just in case you missed it, the email address you should send to claim your shirts or your gift cards is scrolling at the bottom. Support@inspiredgardenlife.com. All right, and our last shirt. So generous. 5 shirts and 3 gift cards every single month. So generous. Thank you, Tim and Darylyn. Meyerway, congratulations, Meyerway. Congratulations to all of our shirt winners. And then we've got 3 gift cards. Let's see who those go to. These are 3 $25 gift cards to Inspired Garden Life. First one. Yeah, that gnome hat pepper was really tasty. I wonder if it's the same as last year or not. Brandy Allison, congratulations, Brandy. Can't wait to see what you're going to pick. Second gift card. Can you believe it's September 4th already? I can't. I don't like it. O1 Woof, congratulations, O1 Woof. And last but not least, Congratulations, Greg. Sorry if I hit it and stop. Okay, congratulations to all of you. Make sure you email Tim and Darylyn at the website below. Thank you all for being here. It went a little long today, but I feel like I say that every week. I have such fun with you guys, and it's a nice way to break up the week, spending time with my tomato friends. We've got 78 live viewers right now, which is amazing. Thank you all for your support, and hope to catch you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Jen and I will be doing Tomato Talk Live. We will be talking about saving seeds, how we save seeds, and she and I each have different processes, so it'll be great to show. Storing seeds, and also different ways to process your excess tomatoes or your green tomatoes. I've got some ideas for that too. So hope you tune in 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and make plans to come to Carlisle Friday, September 26th. We'll be there all day in the pavilion. I hope you can join us, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you again, Tim and Darylyn, for your generosity during the show, and I will see you next week. No, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.